All right, let's get right into it. In today's explainer, we are stripping away all that complex financial jargon to look at something that dictates, well, almost every waking moment of our lives. We're doing a deep dive into the invisible financial traps that are designed to keep the middle class completely broke. And look, this isn't about skipping your morning coffee. We're talking about unmasking a deeply rooted system that literally keeps you running endlessly on a treadmill.
Picture this, you wake up tomorrow morning and the very concept of money has just been wiped from existence. Poof, gone. Your first thought is probably, yes, finally, we're all free. But then the harsh reality sets in, right? Without those digital numbers on a screen or pieces of paper, you don't have a roof over your head. Hospitals suddenly don't have oxygen for the sick. See, money has morphed from this basic, useful tool for trading goods into a relentless hunter. It's not just a necessity anymore. It's become this obsession that chews up middle-class families, keeps us awake at night, and has us constantly chasing a finish line that just keeps moving further away.
So here is our roadmap for today. 1. The real illusion of money. 2. Traps pushing towards poverty. 3. 3 ways to break the maze. And 4. Money, servant or master.
Let's start with part 1, the real illusion of money and unmasking the fractional reserve system.
Okay, to truly understand how you're being played, we kind of have to look back at history to expose how the system actually operates beneath the surface. 500 years ago, we had the barter system. You trade your tomatoes for someone else's sugar. Simple, sure, but a massive headache to scale. So humanity eventually moved to gold. Everyone loved gold, but lugging around heavy metal just to buy groceries, super risky and annoying. Enter the goldsmiths. They offered to hold your physical gold in their vaults and gave you a nice, convenient paper receipt in return. Eventually, people just started trading the receipts instead of the actual gold. And here is where it gets crazy. The goldsmiths realized that people almost never came back to claim the physical gold all at once. So they started printing fake receipts, literally receipts for gold that didn't even exist. And just like that, modern banking was born.
Now, fast forward to today, and the banking system is pulling the exact same trick. It's called the fractional reserve system. Say you deposit $10,000 into the bank. The bank only keeps a tiny fraction, let's say 10% or $1,000. They take the other 90%, your $9,000, and they loan it right out to someone else. Now watch this magic trick. You open your banking app and it shows you have $10,000. But the guy who took the loan also has $9,000 to spend. Suddenly, there's $19,000 circulating in the market, even though only $10,000 actually exists. It's a total digital illusion. In fact, if just 30% of a bank's customers decided to withdraw their cash on the exact same day, the whole system would instantly collapse because, well, the money simply isn't there.
All right, part 2, traps pushing towards poverty. Let's look at the 4 middle-class money traps.
Because of that banking illusion we just talked about, the system has set up these psychological traps to keep salaried employees working day and night, basically like hamsters on a wheel, just to see digital numbers go up. Trap number 1, buy now, pay later. E-commerce companies are constantly screaming at us to get it today, pay for it tomorrow. You see that massive 70-inch TV? You don't have a dime in your pocket for it, but the app says, hey, we'll deliver it tomorrow. We absolutely love the word free, and we love later. But guys, this is a virus. Once it gets into your head, your spending spirals. It's not a convenience. You are literally pledging your future hard-earned income to crippling EMIs and insane interest rates just to play with a new toy today.
So why do these traps work so perfectly? Well, the answer's 27%. That is India's financial literacy rate, and it is a stark, almost embarrassing reality. When nearly 3/4 of the population doesn't actually understand how money works, they just walk blindly straight into the next trap.
Which brings us right to trap 2, having zero emergency fund. The data shows that 70% of Indians have absolutely no backup plan. None. Imagine you're on a modest salary. Your house runs on 25,000 rupees a month. What happens if tomorrow, heaven forbid, you lose your job or there's a sudden medical emergency? Without an emergency fund, you are basically walking on a fraying thread over a massive canyon. One single crisis and you plummet straight into the slavery of debt. The golden rule here? You need a minimum of 6 months worth of expenses. For a standard middle-class family, that's roughly 1.5 lakh rupees. And that money needs to sit in a separate account that you never ever touch unless it's a true emergency.
Let's move to trap 3. I like to call this one the Om Shanti Om trap. We all kind of want that movie star life, right? Waking up in velvet slippers, breakfast in bed, but looking rich is entirely about showing off. It's the guy making a basic salary who goes out and takes a massive loan on a 15 lakh rupees card just to flex on his neighbors. Suddenly, 46% of his monthly income is just gone, eaten up by a car EMI. That car isn't driving him to success. It's driving him straight into a ditch. Being truly rich, on the other hand, is about quietly building real assets. Always remember this. The lifespan of a show-off is incredibly short, but the lifespan of debt is agonizingly long. And the fourth and final trap is perfectly captured by this legendary story. Jeff Bezos once asked Warren Buffett, "Your investment strategy is so incredibly simple. Why don't more people just copy you?" And Buffett replied, "Because no one wants to get rich slowly." Trap 4 is the get-rich-quick scheme. Everybody wants their money doubled in 21 days. People watch a heist movie on Netflix and suddenly they want instant wealth. Or worse, they throw their hard-earned paychecks away in sketchy Telegram betting groups. Listen, building wealth is a marathon. It's not a 100-meter sprint. Those betting apps, they are mathematically designed to bankrupt you.
Okay, part 3. 3 ways to break the maze. It's time to escape the matrix.
Take a deep breath. I know we just went through all those heavy traps, but there is a way out. Solution 1. You have to stop trading your time for money. As long as you view money as your boss, you are going to be its slave. You need to turn your money into your daily laborer. Make it sweat for you. If you don't know how to start a business, use index funds or the stock market. Check this out. If you just start a systematic investment plan, an SIP, of $15,000 a month, and you just patiently wait for 20 years with an average return of 13%,
Boom! This is the result. You look up after 2 decades, and you are sitting on a staggering 1.70 crores or more. Just let that number sink in for a second. That is the undeniable, honestly magical power of compound interest. It fiercely rewards patience and consistency, completely outperforming those flashy, short-term gambles.
Solution 2 requires a total rewiring of your brain's math. See, the wrong formula, the one that 99% of people use, is income minus expenses equals savings, meaning you spend whatever you want and whatever crumbs are left over at the end of the month, that's what you save. The right formula flips this completely upside down. Income minus savings equals expense. The very second your salary hits your account, automate a 20% deduction straight into your investments. If you literally don't see that money in your primary account, you won't be tempted to spend it. 10 years of just this one simple automation will pull you out of almost any financial trap.
Solution 3, dodge those pressure tactics. Run far away from anyone telling you, offer ends soon, or instant cash available right now. Those phrases are literally the bait in the trap. The rule to protect yourself here is so simple. Implement a mandatory 24-hour waiting period for any non-essential purchase. If you see something you just have to buy, wait 24 hours. If it still feels like an absolute undeniable necessity the next day, okay, only then do you reach for your wallet.
And finally, part 4. Money, servant, or master. The final choice.
So we've covered the history, the traps, and the escape routes. Now, theory meets reality. Money is a fantastic servant, but it is an absolutely terrible master. You have to decide right now whether you are going to take control of your finances or if you're going to let your endless desires and a mathematically rigged system control you. Because if you don't assign your money a job, I guarantee you someone else will gladly assign it a job building their wealth instead of yours. So, I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. Is money your servant or is it your master? Are you actually ready to break the illusion and take charge of your wealth? Or are you just going to keep running on that treadmill? Think about it. And if this explainer shifted your perspective even a little bit, consider what specific step you're going to take today to finally escape the maze. Thanks for hanging out with me for this deep dive, and I'll catch you in the next one.